everyone, my name is Judy and welcome to today's demonstration on how to make the Winter Wonderland cake for Christmas. Now first, I'm going to show you how to make a very nice cream to be sandwiched between layers of sponge cakes. The ingredients that we have are these. First, we have some gelatin powder and water. Now what we do is we sprinkle the gelatin powder over the water. Now this is called blooming the gelatin. Now the gelatin acts like an edible cement in inverted commas to hold the filling together. So what you do is just sprinkle over it, over the water, and set it aside for about 10-15 minutes. Now after 10 to 15 minutes, what you will get will be a spongy sort of texture. Okay, usually gelatin powder is sprinkled over 5 to 6 times its weight of water. So it needs to absorb the water before being melted and added to the cream in order for it to be effective. So after 15 minutes, when it has become spongy, what I do is that I heat it up over this hot plate. Another way is to put it into a microwavable bowl and put it into the microwave just for a few seconds just to melt it. Now, gelatin melts at 60 degrees, so in a short while it will start to become liquid and clear. That's when it's fully melted. Now over here, I'm going to just stir it. Okay, be careful if you are doing this because it is quite hot. As a chef, I'm used to handling hot things, so you find that this is actually quite manageable for me, but do be careful if you're not so used to this. Just get a piece of cloth to hold the sides of the container. Alright, so I heat this up over the stove. Now it's starting to melt and it's going to look quite clear in a short while. Alright, so that's when it's fully melted. Okay, now in the meantime, I have over here some instant custard powder. Now as I said, this is a very easy recipe to do because near Christmas time, with all the shopping, with all the getting ready, and especially for bakeries, we are very busy doing things, so sometimes it helps to have an easy recipe to do. Alright, so here I have instant custard powder. Now instant custard powder has cold set modified starch in it, which helps it to set instantly without having to cook it. You can buy instant custard powder from ingredient shops that sell ingredients for baking, so it will be very easily available. And over here I've got Anchor milk. Now this is Anchor milk, so I'm going to pour the milk into the instant custard powder and until it's smooth. Okay, so I place a piece of damp cloth under my bowl so it's easy to manage, and with a whisk I'm going to add in the milk. Now Anchor milk has got many years of it's a very trusted brand. Okay, established since the 1800s. Fonterra, you notice, has been providing us with quality dairy products for baking, for the bakeries as well as for the home. So the milk has now been all added into the instant custard powder, giving a very smooth cream. So this is easy because we don't have to cook it, and all I need to do is to add my melted gelatin mixture. As you can see from here, it is now very clear. So I'm going to add this to my instant custard powder mixture. Okay, so pour a little bit of this and I'm going to just stir it until it's smooth like this. Okay, alright, now then I'm going to pour some more of this until all the gelatin mixture is placed into the bowl. Okay, so we just stir this and then that's it. Okay, very smooth. Now, okay, Now in the meantime, I'm going to whisk some dairy cream, Anchor dairy cream. Now the cream should be cold before you whisk it. And for whipping creams, we should not freeze it in the freezer, because once you freeze it, the texture and the texture will change. So for making this filling, I've got some Anchor whipping cream over here. You may also want to use the extra whipping cream. Otherwise, you can use Anchor. You can see it's been established since 1886. How can you not trust a brand that's been around for such a long time through so many generations? Now, so I've got my whipping cream here. I'm going to whisk this. All right. Importantly, to note, it's very important to note that we should make sure that the cream has been chilled in the refrigerator at about 4 degrees before you whip it. Okay, so I'm going to whip this in my mixer, lift this up and start to whip. Now, because this is cream from cows, it is important that when you whip, do not over whip. Because if you over whip, what will happen is it might split, okay, into butter and buttermilk. So be careful. Alright? So this will take a little bit of time. Now, in the meantime, while it's whipping, I've got some sponge, layers of sponge that has been pre-baked. Now, you can use any soft sponge recipe that you have. Otherwise, do take a look at the recipe that we will be providing you at the end with a recipe for making the sponge cake, so that you can get from the tin later on. Okay, so I'm going to just whip this up. Now, as long as it's a soft sponge, and here I've got a gold board since it's Christmas. Around the corner, it's nice to do something delicious, easy with quality products, and do something that will bring cheer and happiness during this festive season. Okay? Alright, now the cream has been softly whipped, so do not over whip. You can see it's of soft dropping consistency. Alright, and the color is beautifully pale lemony yellow, because this comes from the cows that are grass-fed. So from Terra, the cows, the milk and the cream are extracted from cows that range happily and freely eating grass. And because of the chlorophyll, so you get this nice, beautiful lemony yellow. Okay, so now it's already whipped. Okay, very importantly, when you're making fillings like this or any mousse, do not over whip your cream. Alright? Now, should you accidentally over whip the cream and becomes too stiff, you can use this method. You can just add a little bit of non-whipped cream that you have not whipped, just add a little bit of liquid to soften it, for example. Okay? Now, so here, over here, I've got my cream that is of soft dropping consistency. You can see, alright, it's been whipped, but not over whipped. Okay? So if you happen to accidentally over whip it, as I mentioned, just pour a little bit of the cream, mix with a spatula gently to get this consistency. Now, this is a soft dropping consistency, so it's very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to combine the instant custard mixture with the whipped cream. Now we take a little bit of this cream and stir, mix quickly with the instant custard mixture like this. Mix it quite rapidly, and then once this is mixed well, I fold in the rest of the cream gently like this. Okay, so just fold it in like this, and there we have. Okay, all right. Now this particular cream can also be used as a filling for your tarts, for fruit tarts, choux pastry or cream puffs. And you can pick it up by adding a little bit of rum, brandy, and some lemon juice, so that will help to bring the cream to another level, so makes it more interesting and more flavorful. So now all my cream has already been added, so that's all that I have. As I said, I can add a little bit of lemon juice or rum into my mixture, okay, to give it a beautiful aromatic, so that it smells great. Okay, so now it's done, and I'm going to just place my bowl in the sink, and I'm going to cream the cake. Now over here I've got some chopped fresh sweet strawberries. Now this cream can go with lots of fruits. You can also combine it with some raspberry if you prefer a more tangy flavor. I've got some strawberries already pre-chopped, and I'm going to just start to layer my sponge cakes with the cream. So over here I have an offset spatula. Let me just push this aside, and I'm going to just layer my cake. All right, now, okay, so first layer, I'm going to sprinkle some layer of cream and sprinkle a little bit of strawberry. Okay, if you like it to be a little bit more festive, you can also spray or brush each layer with a rum and sugar syrup mixture, like 50% of sugar, 100% of water. Just mix it over the heat and pour a little bit of brandy or Cointreau or orange liquor, whichever you might like. So just over here, so I just simply sprinkle, just spread. So this is a really simple and easy recipe, which I hope your family will enjoy. Okay, in the midst of roasting your turkeys and all that, you really want to have a recipe that's very simple to do. So I sprinkle some strawberries over here, chopped strawberries. How much? Put as much strawberries as you want. Okay, blueberries can also go with it. Okay, so my next layer of cake. All right, so you can brush with some sugar syrup, and again some cream. Okay, so I've got a turntable over here, so that makes my job a lot easier. Okay, and then some more strawberries. If you cannot make up your mind whether to put strawberries or blueberries or raspberry, just put a little of each, whatever makes you happy. Okay, all right. Baking should really be a very happy activity, something you can make for your family and something you can enjoy. Okay, so all right, now I've got until here. All right, it's almost done. Now you can go and pile up the cake as high as you want. Okay, but I think I'm going to stop here. I think 3 layers of sponge looks just about right, and you have remaining more of the cream over here, which you can just spread over the cake like this. Okay, now this is a cake where you don't have to strive to get it perfect, now because it's called Winter Wonderland, and if you step on the snow, of course you have some uneven sides, so you can just enjoy and just sort of have fun with doing this cake. Okay, so just spread it out and just put a little bit by the sides. Okay, and the good news is with this cream you can freeze, make this and freeze it for a week in your freezer, or longer if you have a blast freezer. Otherwise, okay, this will be a cake you can make ahead of time. Okay, okay, just place some at the side. the spatula around like this. Okay. Okay. And you can also store the cake in a chiller or in a refrigerator for about 4 days. Okay, all right. Okay, so just simply do like this. Just have some cream by the side. Now for the top, just simply, okay, alright, as I said, it's a friendly cake. You're not looking for perfection here. Just imagine it's covered with snow, alright, so just simply do this so that, you know, it looks like snow has fallen onto the cake, alright. And I have some Christmas decorations which you can get easily from shops, from bakery, from shops that sell bakery ingredients during this time. Okay, all right, and just okay, and I've got over here some Santa Claus, some raspberry, some Christmas tree decorations. I'm going to just place it on here now. I want some unevenness like this, so have fun doing this, okay, like this, and just to get a little bit of the uneven texture that I'm trying to strike, okay. Alright, now once this is done, I have over here some gold Christmas trees, okay. So you can just press it into the cake randomly, alright. Gold, green and red are colors of Christmas. And I've got more trees here, so alright, so just, okay. And of course, Christmas, very important for the kids, will be your Santa Claus. Alright, I have got a collection of Santa Claus in all kinds of postures. Okay, alright, so it's a gathering of happy Santa Clauses on a really easy cake. Alright, and this is Santa Claus bearing presents, very important for the kids and even adults. Alright, so, and if you have some raspberries or strawberries, feel free to put them in, because as I said, you know, get the kids involved. Alright, and if, well, they may ask you, why is the raspberry bigger than the Santa Claus? This is a fantasy cake, okay. Proportions don't matter. What matters are the colors of Christmas and the great taste of good cream, and a really easy recipe to do for Christmas. Right? Okay, see, I'm having lots of fun and it's so simple to do, stress-free cake. Alright, so now, and finally, what we need is a little bit of snow. Some snow powder, and we let it snow, let it snow. May everyone have a blessed Christmas and a really blessed New Year. Alright? So, blessed Christmas. See you again soon.